Welcome to the Spectra Ocean Dream Circuit. Racers, start your engines.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the ERS Racing League. My name is Pixel Thomas and today we are back on the finale of Tier 7 here in the ERS Racing League. The season is coming to an end, Season 8 is about to end, and here we are with the final race where it all comes down to in Austria. It's going to be an interesting race, let me tell you that. We've had a few issues here. The open background, yeah, so we have had a few bits of things happen, so we only have 10 drivers on the track, possibly 11, so it's gonna be a short one. I think it's gonna be a calm one, so I am looking forward to see what will happen. Let's see who is the first on track, and it is Borkas who is first out on the track. But yeah, it's just 10 people on the track right now, possibly 11. So probably could turn into pretty boring race until the weather acts up or someone, you know, kisses a wall. So it's going to be interesting. Of course, like usual, we have the short qualifying, and then it is just a normal race. If I'm correct, it is not a sprint race. But yeah, Borkas is out on his first lap, as of course he sets the fastest first sector. I'm wondering how his time will end up. Turned into ghost mode for some reason. But he's back. Let's see how he will make his way through this corner. Yes, the last person who signed up is asking if he is able to join, so let's see if he is able to. Here we go, full speed through the corners as we go through the last corner. And that will be our first time lap of the race, and it is a 1.4. 1 minute, 4 seconds. Pretty good time to start with, as Raxon joins behind him with a 1:05.9. Here comes Janice, and it seems like he is getting P1. 10th faster than Borkas. Close times, we love to see that here. As we have Jared coming in with a 1:06.3. Daxi got his lap disqualified. Jigsy got his lap disqualified. And what is Markov doing? All 3 people on track got their lap disqualified. But I think Markov is good. No, he's not going for a new one. His battery is fully drained. So I wonder what we will see next. There we have our 11th driver. It is Danchov. And I thought, now that I see, we might have a 12th person joining. Taxi here with the fastest first sector. Oh, and there goes Danchov. Okay, bye-bye, Danchov. Never mind. We will have 11 drivers on the grid for today. And I guess this is a beautiful moment to say that our signups for the summer season are open. So if you ever feel like participating in these races and fill up these lobbies, you definitely can. So make sure to join our Discords and sign up to our cross-platform racing league. No matter if you play on the consoles, no matter if you play on the PC, you are always free to join. Dax goes into the pits. Oh, even though he was doing well, he got the fastest sectors. He is not going for it. Jigsy, however, his battery is almost drained. It won't be the fastest time, but it will be a good time, good chance. It is a 105.1 with older tires, with a partially drained battery. As we have Morris now out on the track. I don't know where Denchov is. I feel like he would join already in qualifying, but he does not. So I guess he is basically forced out until the race starts. Whoa! And there goes Morris into the wall. But yeah, I personally have signed up myself for the Wednesday for the new Summer League. So at that moment, I will personally be racing, and you can, I guess, go on board on my personal channel like everybody is supposed to record or stream their race, just in case of the penalties and such. Danchov is having connectivity issues. This is the second time he has joined and left. But anyways, Morris will be going for his first time lap right here. As we have yellow, someone has spun out in Sector 2. As Morris sats the fastest first sector, which is basically just entirely one big straight. And there he goes off into the wall again. And Denchov leaves again. Weird stuff is happening today. I feel like this might be the usual EA tomfoolery. But yeah, Denchov Morris has given up on his time lap, as you can see right here, is just going to save up his battery as he continues, and I guess he will go for a new one next time. Raxon is currently on his time lap. And he is faster than his previous time, just by a little bit, but still faster. Go fast, a second sector for Rexon, half a second faster. Here he comes, and it is a 105.5. Half a second faster than his previous. Will still end him on P5. As I guess we go with Jared, who just set a new time, and it is 106.1, and Markov is currently on his time lap. Trying to help Danchov join, and there goes Markov back into the pits, and it is Morris back on track, who will go for his time lap soon. Jigsy is currently going, and his lap has got disqualified. Mattis is also currently going. That is a 10th fast already in the first sector. I don't know what I will call Dancho, since I think he will be joining soon, but his name is Dancho F1. So I just call him Danchov or Dancho. I think we will let it decide later. Let all of you decide later on. Currently restarting, trying to get it all working since he couldn't join. But here we go. Meta's second sector. Still a little bit faster. Not by a long shot though, so he will probably not have a chance at podiums as Borkas is still ahead with a 104.1, which is a good time. And there he goes, 2/10 faster, finding himself a 10th behind Janis, but it's not enough to win a position. Morris once again with the fastest first sector. Right, is he able to snatch the fastest second sector too? Yes, he can. Okay, he has the fastest first and second sector. Here he comes, and Morris sets a 105.3. We've got a lot in around the same time here already. For the size of the lobby, the times are pretty close together. Zongo snatches first place away from Borkas with a 105.159. 2/100ths of a second faster than Borkas. And Daxi is showing promise too with the fastest second sector. Danchov has managed to join again. Will he be able to stay as Daxi snatches P3 away from Janis? How will Markov be able to compare? I don't think Danchov is able to join. Weird stuff is happening. Fastest second sector for Markov. The times are getting faster. We have 6 minutes left, so all the entire field can swap around. Possibility is there. As he gets a 104.5. Don't go for the win today. It might be going that way. He is currently P1, but Borkas is pretty close to that to his time, so we might see some battles will appear as we have Janis struggling to beat his previous time. He is forcing himself to the absolute limit as we will be going through the last two corners. As he gets half a second faster, snatching P1 away from Zongo. A 10th faster, exactly. Impressive stuff from Janis. Even though he was a 10th behind the sector 2, he still managed to turn it around. There, Markov goes into the pit, and it's just Giannis trying to just finish the rest of his lap and go back into the pits as Matiz is crossing the finish line right now, starting his timed lap. And Danchov has finally been able to join as Markov instantly just throws his lap out of the window, I guess. Here we go. Morris has started his time lap. We don't have any rain. It is misty, but it is luckily still really manageable. I don't remember how Dancho like compared to the rest of the field, so I'm interested to see it. Three-tenths faster for Gopher Morris. It should end him up in P7, possibly P6, unless he is pushing himself to the absolute limit. Almost track limits to the last corner, and that is P7, like predicted. But getting himself close to Matt is in P6. See how Jared is performing, just a little bit faster than his previous time. That is a tenth faster so far. For sector 2, yes, another tenth faster, so currently at 2 tenths. Is he able to carry it through and maybe find himself on the podium? That will be a close one, but he can definitely find himself on P4. Through the last corner we go, and it will be a P5 for Mattis, a tenth slower than Daxi, who is still happily on P4. How long will he able to stay there? Grab something in the background, as I guess we will continue looking at Markov gunning it down 2 tenths faster. He is looking to snatch Daxi's 4th place away again. As his lap got disqualified at the very end, causing him to lose his time lap as Jigsy flies past on his outlap, or not on his outlap, on his time lap. Look forward to see what they are able to do. A little bit behind on his previous time, as we have Steak Sauber struggling. Let's see how he performs through Sector 2, and if he is slower, we will be going over to Dancho. And there goes Jigsy, doing a beautiful pirouette. But Dancho with the fastest first sector. For a newcomer who just joined, it's pretty impressive already to have the fastest sector at the very end of qualifying, because we have 30 seconds left. This is the only time that he is able to set. Let's see how he is managing through Sector 2. It's looking okay. Fastest second sector as well. Here we go. Dancho through the last 2 corners. This is it for him. No other chances that he has. What will his time be? And it will be P4. Impressive stuff. As we have Daxi improving his time by a tenth already. So that would find himself ahead of Dancho. Nice lap from Janice indeed. Finding himself on P1 still. Exactly 10th ahead as Daxley gets the fastest second sector. Here we go. It's looking fast. It's looking really fast for Daxi, and it is P1. Our first sub 104 with a 103.8 as Zongo joins right behind him. Just barely behind, less than a little bit over a tenth of a second, as Jeniz has turned himself around on the straight, and he is, I guess, backing up to the finish line. There we go. Weird stuff for Janice to happen at the very end. as we are waiting for the last two to go into the pits. And that will be qualifying for today. With our 11 drivers on the grid, the field is looking really packed, like unsurprisingly packed. No, not surprisingly packed. That's what I meant to say. Because often with a larger grid, times are more spread out, but yet the field is really, really close together. So we have Daxi starting on pole, followed by Zongo and Janice to close up the top 3. Then we have Borkas and Dancho, who finds himself in top 5. Then we have Markov, Metis, Jigsy, Morris, Rexon in the top 10. And then we have Jared, sadly outside of the top 10, as the only driver, I guess, outside of the top 10. But he is known to creep a little bit forward as the race continues. So I'm excited to see where he will end up. That will be our starting grid. As we are waiting for all the drivers to load in, as we are waiting for all the drivers to choose their setups that they plan to use throughout the race, because the setups are often very different from the one they use in qualifying. But let's have a look at how they will change and how the pace will be of what the drivers will drive. First, we will start out with a formation lap. That is the perfect time for me to say that if you want to participate in these races, join our Discord, which you can find on all of our socials, or EOSRacingLeague.com. There you can join, you can sign yourself up for the new season. The signups are open. So definitely sign yourself up for a position in the Summer League, which will happen in F125, the brand new game of the F1 series. Second, now we should load in. Good to see that the weather is looking good. Always, we have the NPCs with blurred out faces being all happy on the stands. So I hope any second now. Continue. Here we go. All the drivers have officially loaded in, and we'll start on the formation lap. This is the perfect time to say that I wish for a clean formation lap and a clean first lap. After that, I don't care what happens. All hell could break loose for all I care. The Daxi is dropping a huge gap compared to Zongo, who is already almost a corner behind. The rest of the field is trying to just follow Zongo. That could mean that Daxi will start on colder tires if he doesn't watch out. He's already pushing himself pretty hard. You can see him almost slide out through the first two corners as he is driving on cold hards. And he is already entering the last two corners as the rest are not even through like sector 2. I guess now everybody is in sector 3. But here you can see Daxi already on the grid, while everybody is just rounding the last corner. And that is Zongo in the grass, turning himself into a lawnmower. The last race of the season. He's just feeling a little bit stupid, a little bit funny, as he finds himself lining up on the grid. Some people will get disqualified. That is okay, since they are still able to start. The lights are turning on. And any second now, and it is officially the start of the last race here at Tier 7, as Jared instantly wins a position compared to Rexon, as we have cars going almost 3 wide through the first corner. And we have quite some changes. Daxi finds himself still in P1, Borks in P2, Zongo in P3, as Rexon in the back overtakes Jared again. As we have Markov bombing it around the inside of Janice, but Markov isn't able to make it work. However, Zongo made a mistake at the exit, causing himself to lose a position to Janice, as we have three cars going wide. Jigsy sticking around the inside. It is Matiz who tried to bomb it around the outside. Didn't work out for him, and he finds himself now all the way in the back, battling it out with Jared. And it seems like Jared has a little bit more speed, but is forced a little bit on the outside. And there goes Jared spinning out. We might see an overtake happening here. DRS is not enabled just yet. There we go. DRS is now officially enabled. As we see the DRS train starting to form already with everybody in the DRS train except, of course, Jared, who sadly spun out just now. Excited to see the overtakes that will happen here since everybody is in attacking range. But here we have the second DRS zone coming up, and now we have the corners. This might be the place where we will start seeing some overtakes happen, as some mistakes are being made. Zongo doesn't like that corner, it seems. It seems like he is struggling to make his way through as Rexon drops down a position, and Matiz is working his way through. It seems like Rexon has spun out, and it is same for Matiz, with Jared now finding himself in P9. He instantly caught up and is now in P9. How long will that be before Matiz will snatch it away as Jigsy gets the first penalty of the race, finding himself in P6 with a 3-second penalty. As we have Matiz hunting that position down from Jared, it will probably happen soon as we have Rexon sliding into the pits on the grass. Already getting a speeding in the pit lane penalty. There we go, Matiz around the inside, overtaking Jared. He did collect the DRS trigger point, so he is using it to fly away as Borkas overtakes Daxi around the outside. Daxi's not willing to let go just yet. Around the inside, it seems like Daxi had the better exit, but Borkas just carried more speed throughout that corner, and that is Borkas leading the race. But Daxi was still looking to snatch that back and almost did a pit maneuver on Borkas. Luckily, it didn't happen just yet. Jigsy collecting another track limits penalty. As we have Dancho sticking real close to Jigsy. Is he able to go for the overtake right here? He doesn't risk it just yet, giving himself some space. He will probably try it next since Jigsy does not have DRS, and Dancho does. Dancho will be going around the inside right here. Has more speed, still side by side, but it is Jigsy going for the switchback as a way better exit. And they find themselves now side by side. Jigsy is carrying more speed throughout that section because of the DRS. And it is Jigsy finding himself ahead yet again. Never mind. Markov is still pushing himself to the absolute limits, but Jigsy has the inside through this corner, and both go off. I think they intertwined their tires, causing both of them to go off, and that is, I think, front wing damage for Danchov, who is struggling to get himself back on track. As if we can get the camera to change, we can see if he has front wing damage, and he does indeed have front wing damage, so he might have to go in for repairs. Sad to see that happen, but that is part of racing, as Jigsy got away unscathed, luckily for him. And that will mean he is still able to drive, but he did lose a position to go for Morris. As Daxi gets back, leading the race. Borkas, however, is sticking close. This will be a DRS zone still, as Borkas is placing his car right beside Daxi around the inside. That is Borkas back leading the race. As you can see, Zongo looking at the battle that's happening ahead, as Daxi is fighting back around the outside this time. And that is Daxi squeezing a little bit more speed out of there. However, still are side by side throughout all these corners. And it is Daxi currently staying ahead, leading the race. Beautiful DRS straight on the top 4. Alright, we will probably see some overtaking opportunities happen here as Jigsy went in the pits. I guess swap out for new tires as Jared currently finds himself suddenly in P7. Oh, there comes Markov with a risky bomb around the inside. He did, I think, overtake Morris again. No, wait, never mind. Never mind. I'm just confusing stuff. Markov being risky, being aggressive, looking for opportunities. Doesn't make it work just yet, as you can see. Borka's look for the race lead. Snatch it away from Daxi, who has been showing himself a very good opponent for the race win, as Zongo is just basically cruising in the back, trying to stick close enough to battle, but isn't really looking for opportunities to snatch the race lead away. Oh, Markov almost spinning out, losing some speed compared to Zongo. Let's see, Jigsy snatching another 3-second penalty. That means he is on 9 seconds right now, almost beating Raxon's speeding in the pit lane penalty. But this is the tire situation. Mattis is on fresh hards, as everybody else is on 6-lap old mediums or hards, except for Jigsy, Dancho, Raxon, Mattis. But you can see everybody that already did the stop right there. But Jared is doing well, winning 4 positions already. Looking good for him. If he is able to keep it like this, he will definitely have a good shot at ending up high, as Mattis joins Jigsy with the track limit penalty. Go down the straight again. As you can see, the DRS straight is spreading out a little bit. About each and every one is about half a second, as Moritz finds himself joining the penalty gang in P5. 6 seconds behind Markov, trying to win some time. It isn't really working just yet for him, but he is pushing himself, as you could probably tell by the penalty that was dealt out. Yeah, that corner is not Zongo's corner. Always has a bad exit there. That is also getting the penalties. Zongo is slowly creeping closer and closer, as Markov is doing the exact same. So we might have ourselves a battle on hand. Everybody is about the same distance from each other, all within attacking distance. And it seems like Zongo might be going for it using his ERS. Seems like Borkus is also going for it. Zongo aborts the attack as he sees that Borkus is also going for it. It would have been too risky, 3 wide going into that corner. So we might see it here. DRS is enabled, ERS is enabled. Borkus will be looking around the inside. Zongo will be looking around the outside. Zongo had more speed and now finds himself battling it out with Borkus. 3 wide through this corner, as it seems to be going the way of Zongo because he has the inside right here. Daxi, however, is pushing himself real hard, sticking still side beside him, even though he has the outside through all of these corners. And I think Daxi might be holding on to the race lead, as Zongo is really looking for that opportunity to get past him. But Daxi is sticking there through the last corner, and it seems like Zongo had a little bit of better exit, as we can now see Bork is looking to snatch that position back. Same for Markov, who is getting real close. Ooh, some slight disconnecting issues from Borkas, as Markov finds himself still in P4. Borkas, who had the race lead for a split second, now dropping back to P3, as Daxi is looking to snatch that position away. Way cleaner than that battle we had before. And we have Jigsy in the wall in the last corner of the race. So that will mean a safety car, allowing the field to bunch up way closer again. And I guess let everybody pit that wants to pit. Because pitting on the safety car is indeed safer, is indeed more efficient, saving more time. So that is really interesting. Because we already had a great battle going on, and now we have the safety car bringing people closer and closer. You can already see the Rexon and Mattis are both in the pits as the current leading race group is going into the pits as well, I think. Yes, they all are. Is Janice staying out? No, he is also going into the pits. Is Morris doing the same? Is Jarrett gonna do the same, I wonder? Interesting to see some position swaps happen in the pit lane. Dancho is also going in the pits, and it is just Rexon who is, I guess, just cruising down. Look how slow he is going. But yeah, here we have all the current, I guess the current group leading the race, getting slight contact. Orcus ramming inside the back of Zongo as he suddenly braked mid-corner. Luckily no penalty was dealt out. But this will allow the entire field to bunch up together. But Jigsy said that it was weird internet issues that caused him to end up in the wall. Sad to see it happen. Sometimes it just happens. So, yeah. This will definitely spice up the race, as we have about 2/3 left of the race. Daxi is saying odds on making it to the end of the race with these mediums. Daxi, my friend, I don't think you will make it on those mediums. Because everybody is on fresh tires, as you can see, except for Rexon, who swapped to used mediums. But let's just wait for all of them to rejoin, and then the safety car will end. As we can see, Dancho, I guess, bunching up with the rest of the field. Will Mattis be able to do that soon? He is speeding quite a bit through this section. He is not holding back. He is actively using his overtake too. Yeah, Rexon and Mattis are getting closer and closer to the rest of the field, as we have only 10 drivers on the grid, and Jarrett is still in P7. He has the most positions gained from this entire race, which is pretty impressive, if I say so myself. Excited to see where he will end up at the end of the race, as we can see Mattis joining the rest of the field. Yes, everybody will now about to start heating up their tires, as Rexon is slowly getting back to the grid. It seems like Zongo is also having connectivity issues. Weird stuff going on with the servers today, I think. But here he is. Rexon has officially joined the pack, as safety car should end soon-ish. Oh, weird. Normally we'd receive a message right now that the safety car will end this lap, but that is Morris going a bit wide on the track. As yes, now you can start seeing everybody weave a bit. Before they just drove in a straight line, big conga line. Now they are all weaving, trying to get in those tires. You can see that I think it was Janice or Markov that was really lagging, but indeed, safety car is ending this lap. And now the safety car will start to drive off on its own, go back into the pits. And then it is up to Zongo to decide when the race will start. And it's gonna be a close one. We have had the field being real close together multiple times. We've seen great battles between all of them because they are all almost equals. So this is gonna be a good restart. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping it is clean. As sadly now it is Mattis receiving a 10-second penalty because of some collisions that we can see in the back. Marco, I don't know what is happening. EA is doing EA things, but the race restart has officially happened. Zongo had a great restart, finding himself getting away from Borkas as the entire front of the field is basically dropping a big gap. Morris is sticking close to Jeniz. Is he able to snatch that position away? It's going to be close as Jared is defending himself from Dancho, who is dropping the speed. He was going for it. Jared finds himself with a little bit more speed, managing to stay ahead. Danchov is bombing it around the inside. We'll have to go. Never mind, is forcing Jared to go a bit wide. I think Jared will have the better exit. Still side by side, it seems. Dancho will have the inside right here. Already a slight bit ahead, closing off the racing line for Jared. And Jared finds himself now struggling to get the speed to get ahead of Mattis, who is trying to gain that position as well. Jared this time around the inside with Mattis around the outside. Mattis has way more speed, snatching the right front wheel of Jared, causing him to slide out, lose the position, and finds himself now in P10 as we have Janice and Morris battling it out. Morris going wide, going around the outside, off track to get back to the position that he was on just now. In close. As Mattis is our second DNF, has retired in the pits after all those penalties, and Janice is coming with big speed. It was goal for Morris, who didn't have the DRS, but yet Janice did catch that speed. However, he hasn't escaped the wrath of Morris just yet. Morris has the DRS. However, Janice finds that little bit more speed with the DRS. Morris bombs himself around the inside. Brakes locking up, sliding out, causing Janice to basically have the free pass again around the inside with the switchback. Don't know what is happening with... Who is that? Is that Daxi? Who is that? I think that is Mattis' AI just standing still on the side of the track. The way is here. We might see an overtake happen. DRS is open for Morris. He should be able to close the gap a little bit unless Janice is pushing his battery, is really draining that thing. And he did catch up only by a 10th. And he lost it all just now through the next corner. Janice really got some speed out of there, as he does have DRS to get closer. However, we have Daxi now finally catching up to Zongo. Zongo has shown that he is great at driving at some speeds, but that corner is just not paying off for him after the first straight. Past the second sector for Daxi, it is not looking good for Zongo. We might see an opportunity to overtake happen soon. As we can see Daxi looking, he is not going for it just yet through the last two corners. But we might see one happen down the DRS zone at the upcoming corner. As Daxi is already getting real close to the back of Zongo, is waiting just now, sticking real close, as he will have the DRS open, and that will probably be Daxi leading the race, as Zongo is trying to force as much speed out of that car as he can manage. We will have DRS zone coming up. This time, Zongo does have a good exit on that corner. He will have the DRS. Will he be able to snatch it back, though? He will be looking around the outside. Risky switchback from Zongo. It is paying off beautifully. However, Daxi is getting more speed out of that car than he expected. Daxi is sticking around the inside. Zongo is giving him a little bit more space than he has to. Just playing it safe, as Zongo finds a little bit more speed at the exit of that corner and is now back leading the race. But Daxi is sticking close. He might bomb himself around the inside here. Doesn't risk it just yet. Will probably wait for the exact same moment down to first straight next corner. As we have Morris going into the pits and retiring as well from the session. That will be our third retiree. Now leaving 9 drivers on the grid, as Daxi is looking to redo it again. Replay all the stuff that he did just now. Brakes locking up a tiny bit, sliding out, forcing Zongo to really step on the brakes through the corner. Now Zongo will be looking to be on the defensive side, because Borges is looking around the outside. Zongo is staying there, however. Around the inside, closing off the racing line for Borges. Borges is sticking close, has that little bit more exit speed. Sticking real close. Zongo breaking a little bit through the middle of that corner, causing Borges to almost crash into the back of him. Doesn't luckily happen. But Borges is sticking close. I think he is becoming impatient. He wants to get by. As it is Janice, I guess, slowly winning time, creeping closer. No, he is not. He is losing time. However, Zongo was also losing time, but winning it back now with the DRS zone. Borges is also winning quite some time, as Jarrett joins the penalty gang. 3-second track limit penalty, as it seems like Borges has a better exit than Zongo, like usual, through the exact same corner. Zongo is now finally catching a little bit back up as we go through this corner, as Borges is getting real close to the back of Zongo. Is Zongo able to defend it this time through all of these corners? Same corner that Borges is winning a lot of time in. But I don't think we will see an overtake happen right here. Borges is showing himself in the mirrors of Zongo, as we will be making it across the finish straight like always. Currently on lap 20, 16 laps to go. Over halfway. As Daxi is doing really well, trying to stay ahead. Zongo once again isn't able to go for the overtake right here. Once again doesn't have the best exit through that corner. Does have DRS. We might see an opportunity right here. Looking around the inside, sticking there. Does have the inside, does have a worse exit. Got some wheel spin on a place you don't want wheel spin to be. Borges saw that mistake, got real close to the back of Zongo. But like always, Zongo is managing to stay ahead through these corners. Still looking, showing himself in the mirrors. No overtake happening yet, but I feel like we might see it soon enough, because drivers are getting impatient. They want to get by. As we might see an overtake happen right here as predicted, but Zongo is squeezing out a little bit more speed, as Borges will be forced to back off from this battle. He does not, though, sticking around the outside. Like always, Zongo has a bad exit through this corner. using the ERS to get ahead, back, I guess, staying ahead of Borkas, as Borkas stays behind with the smoother line, saving up his battery a little bit. As he is catching up through the exact same corner. Zongo playing it safe, forcing Borkas to release a little bit on the throttle. So he is able to stay ahead. But we might have Zongo, who is making the problems. He is in trouble as Borkas is sticking extremely close, not even through the DRS zone. Zongo will have to really squeeze out all the juice from that battery to stay ahead of Borkas. Borkas this time finds himself already right beside Zongo, while Zongo is trying to get by of Daxi. Doesn't make it work just yet. This time, Borkas is side by side with Zongo. Slight contact. Zongo is squeezing out a little bit more speed. Wants to get away from Borkas as fast as possible. Around the inside, trying to get by Daxi. And that is Zongo in the wall. Slight contact with him and Daxi, causing the rear to lose traction. Sliding out into the wall. And that is Zongo currently in P5. As it is Borkas promoting himself to P2. As Daxi is still not clear of the trouble that is coming from behind. As Borkas is now going around the outside. Impressive stuff. Daxi is going into the pits. He didn't want to risk it on the older tires. He was still on the mediums, if I'm correct. Yes, he was on the mediums as Borkas is trying to get, I guess, as much life out of those hards as he can. Maybe he is able to get a little bit more distance to basically have a free pit stop or just even finish the race on those hards. It will be hard to do so as we have both Daxi and Zongo in the pits, as Markov and Janis currently find themselves on the podium, both still battling it out, as Markov is showing great defensive driving from Janis. Janis this time still has the DRS, is closing the gap. He won't go for it just yet. He came from too far as he is going a bit wide, had a bad exit. But Jared is now looking to get by Raxon. Slight contact between the two. As Zongo currently finds himself all the way in the back, he will probably catch up soon enough. But here we go. Jared will be looking around the outside. He will have to play it safe through this section, going for the switchback. His favorite move from all the times that we have seen it happen. And it seems like he is making it work. However, Rexon is taking that around the inside, going a tiny bit wide, sliding out. Slight contact between him and Jared, but Jared is managing to stay ahead just now. Rexon almost losing it, did catch that traction back. And he is now on half a second already behind Jared. But he will definitely have to be arrested to try and get back closer to Jared through the next sector. As we might see something happen here between Janis and Markov. Janis once again coming from afar. Doesn't make it work just yet as we have Rexon getting closer to Jared. We will also have Zongo getting soon close enough. Whoa, Rexon bombs it, I guess, around the inside, forcing Jared off track. He will have to get that back, but Zongo finds himself now, I guess, involved in this mess. Zongo just trying to manage the traffic as fast as possible. Rexon is driving a little bit recklessly, just bumping into all the cars, forcing Jared to fall back behind after forcing him off track and using that opportunity to get by. But that is Rexon releasing a little bit on the outside, allowing Jared to get past again. Those were track limits for Jared though, as Zongo is now in clean air, just trying to save as much time as possible, trying to get further forward to get, I guess, to get the last points he needs in this competition. Rexon has gone into the pits. I don't think he had front wing damage, but that might be our fourth retiree. Or he is, I guess, just getting faster tires and trying to win as much time as possible. Markov still looking to get by. Doesn't make it work just yet. Daxi did get the overtake just now as he got the track limit penalty. but he is slowly working his way past Markov. As that is now everybody, I guess, outside of attacking range of each other. This is, I think, the perfect time to say that if you want to join these races or signups for the new summer season, F125 are open. You can join our Discords, which you can find on all our socials or erosracingleague.com, and sign yourself up right there. We have tiered pace tiers on the Monday, Tuesday, and we also have the signups open for the Wednesday. If you don't feel like committing to a full season, you can always sign up as a reserve driver. If you feel like commentating these races too, which is a lot of fun, join the Discord as well, and I will gladly help you further. But yeah, let me have a look at the standings of this tier. As this tier 7 is coming to an end, we do have the points which I can, I guess, sum up as, let me see, it is Red Bull currently leading the competition with 357 points, 100 points ahead of McLaren, which is driven by Jared and Lumbergum. That is quite impressive. Let me see if the picture wants to load. Currently, it is Janice finding himself in P2, who is leading the tier right now with, let me see, Janice himself got 219 points, followed by Zongo in P2 with 186, and Lenzi with 185, 1 point behind of Zongo. Then we have Lumbergummer P4 with 159, and Wumax with 129. For the rest, we have the field quite spread out though. But yeah, those will be the standings, and as it might seem, it will be going the way of Janice winning this this tier. As, hold up, wait a minute. There's Markov catching up with Rexon, who has dropped down quite some time, as Markov is bombing it around the inside. Slight contact between him and Rexon. Sticking around the outside, inside this time, and Rexon has already lost plenty of speed through that zone. Do I guess not really have a good opportunity to win back that position. 8 more laps to go. I doubt we will see much more action, sadly. As everybody is just focusing on finishing the race, I think. Jared, surprisingly in P6, doing well, 10 seconds behind Zongo, but 13 seconds ahead of Markov. Markov, however, is winning quite some time. I wonder how he is able to win it plenty of time to get in a battle with Jared, because if we look at it, yeah, both of them have 6 seconds, so basically they are equal. The person staying ahead will be ahead. Let's look at a tire situation. It is Borka's on 18 lap old hards, Janice on 18 lap old mediums, and he is still winning time compared to Borka's. Then we have Daxi on 6 lap old mediums, 7 lap old mediums for Dancho, 6 lap old mediums for Zongo, and then Jared also on really old hards. But then we have Markov on fresher 2 lap old mediums, and then Rexon on 3 lap old softs. He will be able to get faster times, however, I doubt he will be able to force all that speed out of it and still finish the race on those same tires. So Rexon will have to basically save his tires, so he will be able to finish the race on them. Yeah, I am noticing a little something. That is Daxi slowly getting closer to Janice. Well, Janice is also quickly getting closer to Borkus. Borkus is driving on all media or on all the hards. Janis is also driving on the same old mediums. So I'm impressed with the speed that Janis is able to squeeze out of it. I think Borkus is just playing the waiting game, playing it safe, cruising down, salvaging as much of his tire as he can. Zongo is going back into the pits with Jared now finding himself in P5. 6 laps to go. I think Zongo will try and snatch the fastest lap away on the softs. Yes, indeed. Rexon racking up another 3-second penalty as Daxi is getting within the second of Janis. That might be a battle that we have on our hands in the last 6 laps of the race. Here we go. Daxi is within the second. Is he able to carry that speed throughout the detection zone? I don't think so. I think he is still outside of the DRS through this sector. But I don't think Janis will be that safe through the next sector as well, where we will have the DRS zone. That is coming up. Here we go. We will have DRS zone. We will see the DRS open for Daxi right there. Is he able to go for the overtake already through this corner? He will come from afar. He is looking around the outside. Pretty risky move as Janis blocks off the inside. Daxi, however, has a beautiful outside exit. But Janis just using speed around the inside. Daxi is sticking around the inside this time. Getting a little bit more speed out of there. And that is Janis dropping down to P3. Is he able to stick close, however? I doubt it. But he is doing it pretty well. But here we have Zongo on fresh softs. Instantly flying past Jared on 19, 20 lap old hards. Yeah, that wasn't really a battle. Just shows that Zongo, yes, flies past, just tries to deal with traffic management. Go for the fastest lap. Zongo getting the fastest lap like predicted. At this point of the race, the fuel in the cars are getting pretty low, which saves, I guess, a lot of weight compared to when they start the race, causing them to be able to squeeze out a little bit more speed out of the cars. Yeah, that equals basically faster times. That is, Janis officially outside of the second. But I do see Marco finding himself within the second of Jared. Using the DRS zone to creep closer. Markov is on the fresher tires, if I am correct. And he is winning a lot. Jared is just playing it safe, cruising, trying to save as much of his tires as possible. Once again, track limits for Jared right there. As we might already see an overtake happen here. I don't think so. DRS is open. But it is not enough. We'll probably see it right here. And oh my, Markov got close to the back of Jared. DRS once again is open. Battery is not draining though. Oh, never mind, it is. As Jared is just trying to stay ahead. Using all of his battery, as you can see, on the steering wheel. But this time Markov is already right beside. It was all in vain, the usage of that battery. As Markov does have the DRS and he is looking to go around the inside. Psych, around the outside. And that is Markov with just a lot more speed getting by of Jared. And Jared now drops down to P7. I guess these will be the positions where we will end the race in. Orca still leading the race with 5-second gap without any penalties. unlike Daxi and Janice, who both have penalties. Don't think we will see anyone pitting, maybe as a joke to get the fastest lap. This will probably be it for today. We are basically just counting down to the end of the race. Trying to get the points that they can. Just, I guess, call it a day, call it a season for Tier 7. I guess just for, why not? The signups are open for the Summer League, so if you want to participate in these races, we try to offer the best racing experience as possible, all for free with a full team. Trying to make sure everything goes well. Signups are open. You can sign up through our Discord. You can find our Discord on all our socials, and also ersracingleague.com. So make sure to sign the fuck up right there. I hope to see you on the track soon. Here we go. The white flag has been waved as we will be going in our second to last lap. Daxi still racking up penalty. Let's see what the penalties are at right now. 6 seconds for Daxi, 3 seconds for Janice and Zongo, 9 seconds for Markov, 6 seconds for Jared, and then Raxon with a whopping 15 seconds. This is the tire situation. Borka is just salvaging what he can from the dead tires. 25 lap-old hards. Same for Jared, 24 lap-old hards. As we have Janice on 25 lap mediums, which is really, really impressive. On the softer compound, still managing to get that life out of there. And that is Zongo going into the pits as the last lap has officially started. Borkas is almost getting there. Zongo is, I guess, just going for fresher tires. Seeing all the speed. Wait, what is he doing? What is he doing? He is driving on full wets at the last lap of this season. Anyways, Borkas is rounding the last corner. Our race winner for today is Borkas, with Daxi following right along. And Janice, the official winner of Tier 7, ahead of all the other drivers by a long shot when it comes to points. Rounding the finish line, but let's go on board with Zongo as he is celebrating the last lap on full laps. For full wets, I guess. Trying to slide across the track. What a way to end the season. And he is actively, I guess, drifting through the corners. The madman that Zongo is currently, I think, in P4 of the league. What a man, what a legend. Also part of our team. So massive thanks to everybody that helped make this season a possibility. As Zongo is sliding across the finish line, marks the end of Tier 7. And that is it for this season. That marks the end of Season 8. Jared, driver of the day. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it for the first time. I do think that is a rightful driver of the day for Jared. Here we go, the podium ceremony with Borkas winning the race. Impressive stuff from everybody today. Impressive stuff from everybody in the entire season. Thank everybody for participating. Thanks for everybody for watching and cheering them on. And thank you, of course, for the team to making this all reality. These are the final standings for today. It is Borkas winning the race here in Austria, with Daxi and Janice to close off the top 3. Then we have Dancho and Markov to close up the top 5. Jared P6, Zongo P7, and Raxon P8. Then we have Morris Meadows and Jigsy, who have sadly DNF'd. But yeah, wow, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will be back next season, definitely. I will also personally be racing on the Wednesday, so that will definitely be fun. I am looking forward to it a lot. But yeah, I don't know what days I'll be commentating yet for the next season. I might commentate a few daily races, which will still maintain to hold, I guess, every day, just for the fun of it, because we love the game. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for participating. I'm really glad that I can do this, that I'm in a position to do this. But yeah, thank you all once again so much for watching. My name is Pixel Thomas,